Okay, so you just saw the video. We got to see Bryan Kohberger today in court during that pre-trial hearing that happened. But even though the judge again allowed cameras and microphones to be the eyes and ears of the public, he prohibited close-ups of the suspect. He made it very clear at the beginning of the hearing, which was somewhat unusual and interesting. The defense has argued that allowing viewers to scrutinize every blink and gesture could hinder Kohberger's chances of getting an impartial jury and a fair trial. In the almost 6 months since Kohberger's arrest, we've gotten only occasional views of him, mostly court dates. There were a couple times that I saw him outside when they would bring him inside different buildings, but for the most part, we've only really seen him inside the courthouse. The question is, has his body language changed over that time? What did his behavior today show? The people who study this. Joined by one of those people, behavior and body language expert Scott Rouse. Scott, thank you so much for being with us tonight. I'm curious, again, because Twitter was exploding today with people reacting to seeing him in court, you know, really just analyzing his every move. What did you make of him today? Because to me, he looked relatively calm. I don't know if that's something that his attorney Ann Taylor has sort of coached him on, but he looked calm and composed.
You're always going to get someone that's giving you witness prep in a situation like this, and there are things you want to look for and things you want to make sure you see and make sure everything that is supposed to be there is there. The thing that really caught my attention was the fact that he has a lot of pursed lips cues. He does this a lot. Does that? It's really quick. He does a lot of those. And he also does this little thing it's almost like a lizard tongue jut. It's not mouth grooming. Quite often we refer to this as mouth grooming when the tongue comes out and does something like that, but his juts out really quickly. These kind of things automatically took me to thinking this may be what's called or referred to as tardive dyskinesia, which is caused by psychotic drugs, and that's when you get those for schizophrenia and depression or bipolar disorder. That's one possibility of those. Another possibility would be we see those because those are the adapters he's using, the things he's using to get rid of the built-up stress and tension. But I'm not seeing built-up stress and tension anywhere else. He's not using adapters in his hands. He's showing no facial expressions whatsoever. In the first video that Christopher, your producer, sent, where he was in the orange suit in court, we did see one smile very quick, but we didn't see much at all in the eyebrow movement and the brow movement. That lets us know that he's either super focused on what's going on, which normally you would be, or maybe he's on some kind of somewhere on the spectrum, maybe. But there's even though they say you can't see much, and what we don't want him to see is make decisions about his blink rate and things like that. His blink rate is fairly low. The normal blink rate for a person is about 15 to 20 times a minute. And this guy's is really, really low. We're not seeing much there at all. We are seeing some clenching of the jaw. That's why you see that muscle right there pop out some.
But I want to show you, Scott, there's a side-by-side we have of Bryan Kohberger's first court appearance and then the one today. And you can see them next to each other. And I want to get your reaction. You see here, this is him when he was in the car versus today. Is there anything? He did look kind of bigger to me today. I mean, he's had almost like a bulletproof vest on in the past. I don't know that he has that on underneath the suit today, which you see on the right side of your screen. But do you notice any major differences from him in the car before the arrest?
No, he's not wearing a bulletproof vest in that one where he's coming in the court. I can tell you that. But in the car, he looks fairly relaxed. But again, we're not seeing some things we should see. We're not seeing any eyebrow movement, not much at all. And he's very calm, and everything looks. It's a great non-felony stop for the police officer. But in the court, he's fairly still in the car. But his face has changed just a little bit because he's relaxed in the car. But here he's focused on what's going on, and he's very apprehensive about what's happening. Every time you're in court, you're apprehensive.
Yeah, that makes sense. And there are people watching this for sure who are thinking, I mean, my gosh, you're analyzing every single move this guy makes. Who wouldn't be nervous in court?
Exactly.
Is this really fair to be doing this? You know, the judge didn't want the camera to be focused on him the whole time. Bryan Kohberger's lawyers have called body language analysis actually a pseudoscience that could keep him from getting a fair trial. What do you make of it?
We hear that a lot when it comes to being a pseudoscience, but there's so much research that backs all those things up. If you're not dealing with someone who just Googles their information and comes on and says, this means so-and-so, and this means so-and-so.
Yeah.
When you look at this from a neurological perspective, those are the things you want to look for. You want to look for things that will show you stress. We're not seeing much stress in this guy at all. We're not seeing anything in this guy at all. No emotions, when he says yes, he just leans forward and says yes and leans back. If they've done any training for him, they've told him just to say yes or whatever because he doesn't move much, he doesn't do much. But I go back to those things where we're seeing that all that lip pursing in every one of these videos. I didn't see it in the car, but I did see the tongue jet 3 times in the car. It's really quick little tongue jet that comes out. That's why I go back to that tardive dyskinesia and my concern about maybe there was a psychological situation going on there before all this. And
Interesting.
He may have been on drugs for that.
And he's definitely, I mean, look, we've seen him in the car during the traffic stop. We've seen him with his dad in the car on that body camera video. Every time there is something very, very odd about his mannerisms and sort of the way that he interacts with people, which is interesting. It's interesting to hear you sort of analyze the way he looks in court. Scott Rouse, thank you so much for coming on tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.